Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago to our News 4 report, a product of the Government Information Services Limited and the Ministry of Communications. I'm Nicola Barito. Let's take a look at the headlines. Former President A.N.R. Robinson shares his life story and pivotal moments that helped shape and alter the course of the history of Trinidad and Tobago. The Ministry of Energy believes state-owned oil company Petrotrin is essential to the future of Trinidad and Tobago, and Lupino Bonaire West has made a clean sweep in the Prime Minister's Best Village competition. Thank you for joining us. National scholars who completed their studies this year got the opportunity to explore job opportunities in over 30 government ministries and state agencies participating in the annual National Scholars Career Fair of the Ministry of Public Administration. Speaking at the event was Public Administration Minister, the Honorable Caroline Sipasad-Bechan, who says the aim is to assist persons in building their careers, which will in turn build a better nation.
Public Administration Minister Caroline Sipasad-Bechan says the transformation of gold to diamond, as well as the changes in the public service to meet the demands of a citizen-centric society, requires the right mix of professionals to provide the highest quality service at the lowest cost in the shortest time and with minimum inconvenience, regardless of where persons live. The minister was addressing the scores of scholarship winners who completed their studies and are now entering the world of work.
When we look at that diamond shape, you will find the focus is on professionals and professionalism. Empowering our professionals for decision making and in order to participate in delivering this quality service to citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. We cannot achieve this goal, this vision, this brave new world without having a lot of you as professionals at both the management and the support level who can make this system work.
Mrs. Sipasad-Bechan also emphasized the value of education and the progress of society. She is also urging the young scholars to take full advantage of the opportunities given to them.
We need you, the young people here today, our young scholars, to use this opportunity as building blocks for your own careers and for your own country. Let me stress that you scholars are a fundamental part of our new strategy. You all scholars will take us from gold to diamond. You scholars will be our guides for the next 50 years of our national development.
The minister says scholars play a key role in transforming society and advises them to keep striving to be successful in all their endeavors.
You have to strive to continuously, during your entire lives, to make yourselves better human beings, to make yourselves more employable, to make your own prospects brighter and your own lives immeasurably more rewarding. That is my challenge to you. That is your nation's challenge to you. We can help, as we have already done. The Scholarships Division has nurtured and guided you along a particular path. But you have to think of where you are now, not as 100 meters, but as a marathon. We have brought you to the start. We have entered you into the race, but we are not going to declare you winners. You have to earn each victory for yourself and by yourself.
Vuna Bharat, News 4.
Former President A.N.R. Robinson has taken it upon himself to share his life story and pivotal moments that helped shape and alter the course of history of Trinidad and Tobago. Now, these are the stories shared in his autobiography. In the midst of it, he tells or gives details of his childhood in the rural Tobago village in Castara to the controversial decisions he made during his term as Prime Minister.
At age 85, former President and Prime Minister A.N.R. Robinson is sharing his time and his life in his autobiography titled In the Midst of It. Survivor of the 1990 insurrection and politician, the former president also served in the federal parliament of the defunct Caribbean Federation in 1958 and in the Trinidad and Tobago Parliament for 25 years. His story tells of the transformation of this country in good times and bad. Close friend of the former president, Professor Courtney Bartholomew, describes part of the life story as witty and insightful.
His legendary dry and cutting wit was very well known. For example, many of you, I am sure, are aware of the occasion when a long-winded member of the Legislative Council spoke non-stop for 2 hours, after which Sir Courtney gently raised his hand and was recognized by the chair. He slowly rose and said with his characteristic mumble, "Just to state, Mr. Chairman, that I too have nothing to say."
Integrity Commission Chairman Ken Gordon recalls his impression of the man that will be remembered for standing by his austerity measures taken at a time when this country needed to regain its financial stability.
Mr. Robertson, who sat alone with his advisors at the back of him and dealt with questions that were coming at him from every side, left me very impressed as a man that had not only the courage of his convictions, but the integrity to stand for something which at the time wasn't very popular, because the philosophy which guided his Finance Act was that economic growth and development were not possible without stability.
Historian Professor Brinsley Samaru highlights his impact on the sister Isle Tobago, homeland to the former president.
He fought doggedly, moving a motion in 1977 for internal self-government in Tobago, and this unrelenting agitation on his part led to the Tobago House of Assembly Act 1980, which started the process of the liberation of Tobago, and the 1996 legislation which moved Tobago one step further.
His daughter Anne Margaret Robinson calls on readers to see the book as an account of her father's life and his perspective on how he manifested it. However, she notes that the book stands out not only as one to be read by the mature, but by youths as well.
He always wanted to give something to the nation. He gave his life, and this book, he is trying to give his life again. And to me, when an author does that, he is being very brave. When he is writing his autobiography, he's saying, "This is me. You can criticize me even after I'm gone. You can say what you want. You can say that I am narcissistic. You can say that I am full of hubris. But I am saying this is me. I am revealing myself to you." He was showing that he had a curiosity of young people. And he tried to show them that even with the curiosity that he had and all the challenges he had that they had, he kept true to his upbringing, his faith in God. He kept as his guiding force what God wanted him to do, and he still does that. God is very important in his life, always.
In June 2009, Robinson reveals he can hardly see or hear and has great difficulty in walking. Honoring his great service to this country, the airport in Tobago was renamed the A&R Robinson International Airport, replacing the name Crown Point International Airport. Kimberly Ramcalawan, News 4.
In the midst of it, the autobiography of former President A&R Robinson. More news after the break. Welcome back. Minister of Energy, the Honorable Kevin Ramnarine, believes state-owned oil company Petrotrin is essential to the future of Trinidad and Tobago. He expressed this belief at the closure of the 2012 Deepwater competitive bidding round.
The 2012 Deepwater bidding round, which was used as a method of offering marine acreage to the various oil and gas producers to explore marine areas believed to contain oil and gas deposits, is now officially closed. The areas offered to the oil and gas producers comprise 6 blocks located in the marine area of the northeastern and eastern coasts of Trinidad and Tobago. Energy Minister Kevin Ramnarine believes the future of Trinidad and Tobago's energy sector lies in those deep waters of our eastern and northeastern coasts.
I believe that the future of our country's energy sector lies in the deep waters of our east coast and to our northeast. That future also lies in the deep horizons on land and with heavy oil development. In that regard, the role of petrotrin is central to our nation's future.
Minister Ramnarayan says following poor results in previous bidding rounds, this government has moved to do several things differently, which they expect will allow for an improvement. He says this includes adopting a more aggressive marketing strategy and even planning in advance for next year's bidding round.
The first note I took to Cabinet had to deal with the reprocessing of all our 2D seismic data for the deep water. That exercise came to an end in January 2012. Secondly, after having reprocessed that data, we increased the cost recovery rate to 80%. Taking into consideration the high level of risk associated with the deep water exploration. And thirdly, you may have noticed, we marketed the bid round a lot more aggressively. But as a ministry, we have not rested. I can guarantee you that the ministry has been extremely proactive, and we are already planning the 2013 deep water bid round. This will ensure that there is activity at different phases in the future, and it will also ensure that the capacity in terms of human resources and equipment to meet demands of a larger number of production sharing contracts will be met.
Gregory McBurney, News 4.
In other news, the 15th Jumpstart Program put on by the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Commerce has concluded. A graduation ceremony took place to honor the participants, and they were encouraged to seize life's opportunities. The graduates of the Chamber's 15th annual program saw 100 pupils from 17 secondary schools, including all the secondary schools in Tobago, participating every Saturday for 6 weeks.
Speaking at the Chamber of Commerce's office at Columbus Circle, West Moorings, Her Excellency Dr. Jean Ramjan Richard says that children now need to be inspired rather than influenced.
I say inspired rather than influenced because I have in mind their being moved to take responsible action as a result of the ideas that are formed within their beings as they observe the behavior of honorable people.
Dr. Richard says she's of the belief that influence connotes a more passive state, in that it allows someone to act without giving a reason.
I say this in the context of what is happening in this excellent program, initiated not very long ago by the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce. Here, young people are engaged in a process of nurturing, whereby they are made to observe how things are done outside of the generally protective enclave of the school environment.
President of the Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Andrew Sabga, says the program continues to grow from strength to strength each year. Mr. Sabga also congratulates the Chamber's Nova Committee for its dedication to the Jumpstart program, for making it a well-recognized youth initiative in Trinidad and Tobago.
Youth training, employment, and entrepreneurship has always been high on the Chamber's agenda. And so, 15 years ago, through our Nova Committee, the Chamber embarked on a project aimed at facilitating opportunities for the development and exposure of our youth.
Mr. Sabga says the Nova Committee approached schools in the area hoping to reach out to those students who would not usually have the opportunity for internship and professional training. He adds it is their hope that the spin-off effect would be the development of young persons leaving school and entering the workplace with a more positive self-image and greater self-confidence.
15 years ago, in 1998, Jumpstart was born in very humble beginnings, with the initial pilot project involving only one school, 10 students, and 10 participating companies. The following year, the committee doubled their efforts with 2 schools, 20 students, and 19 participating companies.
The participants were also encouraged by motivational speaker Nigel Lawrence, who told them how he dropped out of school at age 17 and attained his associate's, bachelor's, and master's degrees between ages 30 to 34.
Young people, Precious graduates, it doesn't matter whether you're the lion or the antelope. When the sun comes up, you'd better be running. When you are given a jump start, keep it. Thank you for your time and attention, and may all of life's greatness and all of life's victories be yours in abundance. Be blessed, be encouraged, and be successful.
Joseph Lopez, News 4.
News 4 continues after the break. Stay with us. Trinidad and Tobago's preparations for the 2012 Champions League in South Africa moves into high gear as they are set to participate in the Asia versus the Caribbean T20 tournament. The local team will face the Rising Stars from the affiliate nations, Afghanistan, in their opening match of the competition from 7:45 p.m. at the Queen's Park Oval. They will continue the challenge on Friday versus Barbados and on Saturday against Bangladesh. Making a return to the national team will be former skipper Darren Ganga, who will bring some much-needed experience to a depleted outfit, as 8 frontline players will be unavailable for the Red Storm because of West Indies and IPL commitments. At the other end of the spectrum, young left-arm spinner Carey Pear could make his senior team debut following his first call-up. The team will be skippered by the experienced Riyad Emirates in the absence of regular captain Dinesh Ramden, whose duties behind the stumps will be taken over by William Perkins. The full squad includes Emirates, Perkins, Evan Lewis, Adrian Barrett, Jason Mohammed, Dave Mohammed, Darren Ganga, Sherwin Ganga, Shannon Gabriel, Navin Stewart, Yannick Otley, Justin Gillan, Carey Pear and Kevin Cooper, with David Williams serving as coach, Kelvin Williams assistant coach, Omar Khan manager and Oba Gulston physiotherapist. We'll be back with much more. Stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. Lopino Bonaire West has made a clean sweep in the Prime Minister's Best Village competition, winning overall 5 titles in the Clean and Beautify category. Their victory comes as no surprise since they've won several times in previous years. News 4 visited the community where the organizers praised the efforts of all the participants. MP for the area, Dr. the Honorable Lincoln Douglas, also took the time to congratulate the team on a job well done.
Beaming with pride, Ms. Donna Mora is proud of her community's achievement in this year's Best Village competition. The results were announced at the final leg of the Miss La Reine competition on Sunday, and Lopino had come out on top. Ms. Mora expressed her joy over this triumph.
We were elated. We were screaming, we were shouting because we have been working on this for almost a year. The hard work does pay off. We worked really, really hard. We got the whole village to help out. We got the CPEP, Miss Shirley Selena, David Mora, Martin Gomez, to name a few, but we got a lot of people to help us, including my village council, who give up 100%.
Lopino has definitely made an impact in the Clean and Beautify category of the Best Village competition. Their community was judged under the 7 environmental themes, including Best Kept Heritage Site, Best Kept Street, and Best Clean and Green, just to name a few. However, such great success comes only with hard work and dedication. Ms. Mora says residents have all contributed to the beautification of the area.
All goes out to the forestry division and workers here because every day they put out 100%. Lopino get a total of 100,000 visitors a year, and the forestry workers, they come out 6 o'clock every morning, 6 o'clock in the evening, and it looks the same, nothing untouched. You would never believe that this place has been, there was so many villagers in 1 year. So it's still virgin like in its state, and I want to give the also this CPEP. CPEP has been giving us a lot of support wherever she has been. The Ms. Shirley Selena again, David Mora, thank you.
Mr. Martin Gomez, who has been a tour guide for years at the Lopino Historical Site, also expressed jubilation over the community's success in the Best Village competition.
I feel very great, very good, very interesting in that we have won again.
Mr. Martin says he hopes that next year the community will also spread its wings and take part in larger aspects of the Best Village competition like folk theatre, dance and music. Meanwhile, MP for the area Dr. Lincoln Douglas weighed in on the good news and praised the constituents for all the hard work they have put forward in this year's competition.
Lopino remains for us a real gem. It is one of our environmental treasures that we have, and the area and the atmosphere represents for us in Trinidad and Tobago something that we should keep at all cost. And so for the village to actually won a lot of those competition, clean and beautify, best heritage site, best kept street, etc. It demonstrates for me that they are understanding the importance of their community.
And apart from the rich flora and fauna that spreads across the land, Dr. Douglas says each community across Trinidad and Tobago must understand what is essential and valuable to them and build on the resources to make it a better place.
I'm very excited, and much congratulations to the Village Council, to Donamora and the village on the whole for the work they've been doing in maintaining the sense of heritage in Lopino.
Joseph Lopez, News 4.
Artwork by some of this country's finest female artists was on display as the Women in Art Organization of Trinidad and Tobago held their annual art exhibition. The exhibition this year was themed Golden Jubilee Expressions in recognition of our 50th independence anniversary.
During the exhibition, which was held at the gallery at Fine Art, persons came to see what can only be really described as, well, fine art. The pieces, all done by women, ranged from sculptures to watercolors to photographs. The Women in Art organization was launched in 1996 and mainly encourages female artists to explore, discover and develop new techniques, as well as provide for the promotion and appreciation of art. Speaking to the media following the opening of the exhibition, President of Women in Art, Noreen Peters, is encouraging persons to come out and view the works of art on display by some of this country's best female artists.
This year we are celebrating our 15th annual art exhibition titled Golden Jubilee, and it's dedicated to our 50th anniversary of independence as a nation. So the artists were allowed to interpret and create within this theme. And from the show you can see a diverse vast of creations in different medias of watercolor, acrylics, you have oils, you have collage, photographs, ceramics, sculpture, you name it, they have done it. I'm very pleased with the output I've seen this year, and I hope that our artists continue to grow and continue to work, and I'm very proud of them.
At the exhibition opening, an Award of Merit trophy for Best Show in Art was handed out. The winner of this award was Sherlan Peters for her sculptural piece titled Dr. Roy Keep. The Women in Art exhibition runs till Saturday, September 22nd at the gallery at Fine Art, corner of Warren and Rosalino Streets in Woodbrook. Gregory McBurney, News 4.
Well, that's how we wrap up this edition of our News 4 report, a product of the Government Information Services Limited and the Ministry of Communications. I'm Nicola Barreto. Thank you for joining us.